the small town of Ravenswood was never one for excitement. Nestled deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, it was a place where time stood still. The residents of Ravenswood lived simple lives, working hard to put food on the table and provide for their families. It was a town where everyone knew each other, and strangers were a rare sight. However, there was one thing that set Ravenswood apart from other small towns: its dark history. Rumors of strange occurrences and unexplained events had circulated for decades. People whispered of ghostly apparitions, disembodied screams, and unexplained noises that echoed through the empty streets at night. Some said it was the result of a family tragedy, while others claimed it was the work of a malevolent spirit. Whatever the reason, the residents of Ravenswood had grown accustomed to the eerie atmosphere that hung over the town like a shroud. Dr. Emily Taylor, a renowned paranormal investigator, had always been fascinated by the stories of Ravenswood. She had spent years studying the town's history, poring over dusty records and interviewing the locals. Emily was convinced that the strange occurrences were more than just mere legend. She was certain that they were a sign of something sinister lurking in the shadows. Emily had assembled a team of experts, each with their own unique skills, to help her uncover the truth behind Ravenswood's dark past. There was Matt, a former soldier with a talent for combat, Sarah, a skilled hacker with a genius-level IQ, and Jake, a historian with a deep knowledge of the town's history. Together, they set out to explore the abandoned mines, crumbling mansions, and overgrown cemeteries that dotted the town. Their first stop was the old Ravenswood mine, a place where many had lost their lives in coal mining accidents. The mine had been closed for decades, but the locals whispered of strange occurrences and ghostly sightings. Emily's team arrived at the mine just as the sun was setting, casting long shadows across the overgrown landscape. As they entered the mine, the air grew thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. Emily's team fanned out, searching for signs of paranormal activity. Matt took the lead, his flashlight casting eerie shadows on the walls. Sarah hacked into the mine's security system, trying to access any footage that might have been recorded. Jake followed closely behind, his eyes scanning the surroundings for any signs of supernatural activity. At first, everything seemed quiet. The only sound was the creaking of old wooden beams and the distant rumble of thunder. But as they delved deeper into the mine, strange noises began to echo through the tunnels. Whispers seemed to emanate from the walls, and the team could feel an icy presence watching them. Emily tried to reassure them that it was just their imagination, but deep down, she knew that something was off. As they made their way deeper into the mine, they stumbled upon an old, abandoned shaft. The air grew colder, and the whispers grew louder. Emily's team exchanged nervous glances, but they pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. They reached the shaft, and that's when they saw it, a figure, standing at the far end of the tunnel, watching them. It was a woman, dressed in tattered clothing, with a twisted, grotesque grin etched on her face. Her eyes seemed to be sucking in the light around her, and her presence sent shivers down the spines of Emily's team. They tried to run, but their feet seemed rooted to the spot. The woman began to move towards them, her movements slow and deliberate. Emily's team tried to flee, but the woman was too fast. She caught up to them, her grasp like ice. Matt tried to fight her off, but she was too strong. Sarah tried to hack into her phone, but it was dead. Jake tried to run, but his feet seemed to be stuck in the ground. As the woman's grip tightened, Emily realized that they were trapped. They were stuck in a nightmare from which they might never awaken. The woman's face loomed closer, her eyes burning with an otherworldly intensity. Emily's team screamed, but their voices were drowned out by the sound of their own hearts pounding in their chests. The last thing Emily saw was the woman's twisted grin, as the darkness closed in around her. When she came to, she was lying on the ground, her head throbbing with pain. The mine was quiet, the only sound the soft dripping of water. Emily's team was nowhere to be seen. As she stumbled to her feet, Emily realized that she was alone. The mine was empty, and the woman was gone. But as she turned to leave, she saw something that made her blood run cold. A message, scrawled on the wall in blood-red letters: "You should not have come here." Emily's heart sank. She knew that she had to get out of the mine, and fast. But as she turned to run, she heard a faint whisper in her ear: "You'll never leave Ravenswood alive." The darkness closed in around her, and everything went black. When Emily came to, she was lying in her hotel room, her head throbbing with pain. The others were nowhere to be seen. A note on her bedside table read, "We're not coming back. Meet us at the old church at midnight if you want to see us again." Emily knew that she had to act fast. She grabbed her gear and set out for the old church, her heart racing with anticipation. As she approached the church, she saw a figure waiting for her in the shadows. It was Jake, his eyes sunken, his skin pale. He told Emily that the others had gone missing, and that he was the only one who had managed to escape. But as they talked, Emily realized that something was wrong. Jake's eyes seemed to be clouding over, and his words were slurred. Suddenly, Jake's face contorted into a twisted grin, and he lunged at Emily. She tried to run, but he was too fast. He pinned her to the ground, his hot breath on her face. Emily screamed, but her voice was drowned out by the sound of Jake's laughter. As she struggled to free herself, Emily realized that Jake was not Jake anymore. He was something else, something ancient and evil. And as the darkness closed in around her, Emily knew that she was doomed to join her team in the depths of Ravenswood's abyss. The last thing Emily saw was Jake's twisted face, as the darkness consumed her. And when she awoke, she was back in the mine, the woman's grip still tight around her wrist. As the darkness closed in around her, Emily realized that she was trapped in a never-ending cycle of terror. The mine was a labyrinth of horrors, and she was just a pawn in a game of survival. And as the woman's grip tightened, Emily knew that she would never escape the clutches of Ravenswood's dark past. The mine was a living, breathing entity, and it would consume her, bit by bit. Emily's screams were drowned out by the sound of her own heartbeat, as the darkness closed in around her. And when the rescue team finally found her, she was catatonic, her eyes vacant, her mind shattered by the horrors she had encountered in the depths of Ravenswood's abyss. As they carted her away, Emily knew that she would never be the same again. She had seen the face of terror, and it had left its mark on her forever. And as she looked up at the darkness, she knew that she would never be free from the clutches of Ravenswood's cursed mine. The town of Ravenswood continued to thrive, its dark past a mere legend to the locals. But Emily knew the truth, that the mine was a portal to a realm of unspeakable horrors, a realm that lurked just beneath the surface of reality. And as she looked into the abyss, she knew that she would never be able to escape its grasp. Years later, a group of brave adventurers decided to explore the abandoned mine, hoping to uncover the secrets that lay within. But as they delved deeper into the tunnels, they too encountered the woman, her twisted grin etched on her face. They tried to flee, but she was too fast. And as they screamed, the darkness closed in around them, trapping them in the abyss of Ravenswood's cursed mine. The mine was a living, breathing entity, and it would consume them all, bit by bit. And so, the legend of Ravenswood continued to grow, a cautionary tale of the horrors that lurked in the shadows. But deep down, Emily knew the truth, that the mine was a portal to a realm of unspeakable terrors, a realm that lurked just beneath the surface of reality. And as she looked into the abyss, she knew that she would never be free from its grasp. The darkness closed in around her, and everything went black.